Okay, for the final and last part, I'm gonna show you how I turned all this into a playable live act. And once you have all your mixes done, a full live act, this one is around 1 hour. What I do is, first, for referencing, start adding locators every 8 bars. Now, of course, you're gonna start at the beginning and add locators to all the every 8 bar to until the end, and then select, just fold some of this, collapse some of this, select everything and consolidate. Now drag them to session view. Do the same for these. Same for these. Drag them to session view. And well, you get the deal. Then repeat for every 8 bars. You can do lower intervals like every 4 bars, or or bigger, but I prefer 8 bars, because if you do every 4 bars you'll have smaller loops and you'll have a lot of scenes for 1 hour. So I usually do every 8 bars. What I do then is uh, find out the duration of the loops. In this case, this loop is 8 bars, and right up in the beginning the duration of it, and then in the launch quantization set the quantization to its size. In this case it's 8 bars, set it to its size. This loop, I believe it's this one, it's 2 bars, so I'll write 2 bars here and set its quantization to 2 bars. What this allows is that, whenever you play it'll always be in sync, both tempos, because the warping system keeps every beat and tempo in sync, but also phrasing. If you have the launch quantization equal to the size of the loop, no matter how you start it, on time, late, or too early, when it starts it will be always in pair with the phrasing. The phrasing will be synced up every time. So one more advice is that consolidating is the output of the warp engine. This means that it does not output the channel plugins that are used. So if you use let's say an EQ, or some kind of plugin like stereo plugin, or to make a sample in mono or whatever, it won't output that result. You'll have to select whatever you want to convert and do a normal export. or just use consolidate and then open the consolidated sample in an audio editor and do the change you do to it, you know, if do the acute changes or whatever in the audio editor, and then save the sample. It's the same result. One more thing about the consolidate function is that let me see here, you should consolidate the samples always at the tempo that they are probably gonna be played or close to, because consolidating degrades the sound quality, and each time you consolidate and warp it again, it would be like stacking up warps and warp algorithms, and each one will degrade the sound quality a little. So the more times you consolidate, you'll be degrading the sound quality. So in order to avoid that, best possible, you should consolidate it using the tempo closest to what it's gonna be played. If you see here, I consolidated these clips with a rise in the tempo here, and if you see, it added a lot of markers to keep the tempo in place, and this will surely lose a lot of quality. So what I should have done is delete this automation here and set the tempo of this sample to a constant 90 bpm, and then consolidate it at 90 bpm, and then here, which is the beginning of the 100 bpm, as you can see down here, I would set it to 100 bpm and consolidate it at 100 bpm. Never consolidate with changes in tempo like I did here, and never, always try to consolidate it in a tempo close to the tempo which is going to be played live. Then I usually change the warp modes once again, beats for beats and complex for everything else. Doesn't make a lot of difference here because you're gonna be playing them at the same tempo they were consolidated or pretty close to, so warp modes won't really make a difference here. Just make sure you consolidate it at a constant tempo, at the tempo or closer to the tempo in which it's going to be played live. So let me show you now how it looks once it's set up, fully set up. And here's how it looks like after everything has been consolidated and put into place. First thing I'm gonna mention is that every plugin you use to affect a certain sample, like you know, maybe a stereo to mono or EQ or whatever, it's already in the clip, so you won't need any. As you can see here, you won't need any. You only need those that are generic, like roll-offs and limiters. Same here, and the compression for the riffs and melodies. Because these are generic, doesn't matter what you mix with what, they're always gonna kick in the same way, so they should be here as well. Same thing for the master, everything's set the same way. Other than this, as you notice, I haven't written the loop duration for every single one yet for this set. I'm gonna do it soon. And what else I did is I kept the global quantization to 8 bars. So if I use the scene launches to launch them, it will kind of be like autopilot. It will be like, you know, cruise control. It will sound exactly like it sounded in the studio arranged version that I did at home. And if I use the sample play buttons, it's gonna it will sound similar, but every time I launch something, maybe a bit too soon or too later, it will sound a little different. So, but that's okay because it's in a live setting, and since it will always be on beat and on phrasing, it's okay. It'll open room for some improvisation. Also, I set the every time the BPM changes, I have it set here. I usually when I'm playing, I'll change it over here and with small increments like this. But in case I forget or something, every time I start this scene, it automatically change the BPM to the value that's written here, in this case 76 or 82, so that even if I forget to raise the BPM, it will, once I reach these scenes, it'll change automatically and keep everything sounding the speed it should sound. Other than that, I have some colors in here that it's like a visual cue for how good it loops. Green means it loops 100% good, so if I wanna, for example, leave this section looping, these 8 bars, it's perfectly okay because it loops perfect. Yellow, it's a good loop, not 100% perfect, but it's a good loop. Orange, not so good loop, but it loops. And red, it does not loop, does not sound good. But for I also have these white clips here. This means that if a certain section does not loop very good or does not loop at all, like this one, and if it's just 1 or 2 clips making it unloopable, I'll put that clips in white. So whenever, if I'm at this section and I really want to loop this section, I can leave it looping and just mute the channel where the white clips are, because it means they're the only ones like stopping it from looping. So if I really want to loop it, I'll do it. I'll just mute where the white clips are. So I guess that's it. This is the whole live act. All the BPM sorted out, all colors sorted out as well, and some information here for me to not forget to save it. So I guess this is all. If it was too complicated for you, just you should read and see the stuff I have in the description, and then come back to this tutorial later. If you're in a position to understand this, then I hope it gave you some more ideas for your own mashup live acts, your own sample based performances. Yeah, my name is Dancekowski. Check my stuff. Maybe I'm gonna be doing definitely more mixes, more mix videos, as well as more tutorials. So if you like my mixes or like this tutorial, subscribe. I'll be doing more videos. You can check my stuff out at SoundCloud as well. You can follow me at SoundCloud and listen to my mixes, my live mixes and whatnot. So yeah, until next tutorial, see ya.